Hey guys, welcome back to Hands On channel. I've got some exciting news to share with you today. I feel almost like a kid waiting for show and tell day, just because I've been dying to tell you guys about this, but I wanted to wait till the day was right. And we've actually had some pretty cold weather here lately, but you guys that have followed the channel for a while, you know that myself and Mrs. Hands On, we bought some property here recently. Quite a lot, more than 50 acres, let's just put it that way, and we needed a tractor to maintain that property. And you know, pretty much anytime you have more than a couple of acres, you know, maybe more than 5 acres, you're probably going to need a tractor to deal with that. So it's kind of inevitable. So I've been shopping for like 6 or 8 months, seriously shopping for a proper tractor. And I didn't, you know, it kind of led me to all sorts of different research, like how big of a tractor, you know, what brand tractor, all these different things, you know, what kind of transmission. I mean, there's just so many different variables and different options available on all these different tractors that it can really make your head spin, especially if you didn't grow up on a farm and you don't really understand what these different things mean, especially like transmissions. That one really got me. I was pretty convinced that I wanted a power shuttle, or not a power shuttle, but just a shuttle shift transmission. Because the idea with a shuttle shift is it's a manual gearbox, but you can reach up and flip it into reverse, flip it into drive fairly easily. You still have to push the clutch, you know, so there's still a mechanical action that has to happen. But anyways, I guess it was about a week ago now, I got on to I believe it was Facebook Marketplace, and I got on there, was looking around. I was like, well, let's see if there's anything new today. And there was something new today. Or that day. Well, I called the guy and I asked him if it was a shuttle shift. And he said, yeah, it's a shuttle shift. So I was really excited. I said, okay, I'll come see it tomorrow. I made an appointment with the guy to go see it the next day. And so that night I got on the internet and did quite a bit more research. And then I found out that it was not a shuttle shift. It was the old-fashioned, just a manual transmission, standard transmission tractor. It has basically 2 ranges, a high and a low, and it has a 4-speed, sort of like an old 4-speed car, with a reverse. So you've got basically 8 forward gears and 2 reverse gears, including both ranges. So I told the guy, I called him back after I found that out, and I was like, I don't know, man. I was really looking for a shuttle shift or a hydrostatic. You know, I think I'll pass on it because I wanted something with a little newer technology. Well, I started reading some more reviews later that night, and lo and behold, a lot of people were like, man, these are a very heavy built tractor. They're a lot heavier built. They're a lot stronger and stouter. Yeah, they use a lot of older technology, but that means they're simpler to work on. So I read and read and read until my eyes were about to bleed. I saw a few negative reviews, but mostly it was positive reviews. And so without further ado, let me introduce you to my new tractor. I have affectionately named it Pinky Tuscadero. And the big reveal. Oh yeah. So what we ended up buying here is a 2014 model Mahindra 4025 4-wheel drive. Apparently they made these in a 2-wheel drive as well, and so there was a lot of stuff out there about these tractors. And there's one guy, and I really like his videos. I like every video he did except for one video. And again, you got to take this with a grain of salt. This guy sells Kubotas, so it's not profitable for him or advantageous for him to, you know, talk positively about a competitor to his dealership. But I'm not so sure that was exactly what was going on. And the company, I guess I'll go ahead and say it. Again, nothing against them. I like 99% of their videos, but it's Messick's, I believe is how you say it. And I watched a lot of their videos, and I still watch a lot of their videos. I'm subscribed to their channel, I believe. Really like the guy. He's shown me a lot, taught me a lot about different things, about how to operate the loader and stuff, and not damage it and stuff like that. But on this one video, he was really running down. It was actually the 4540, which I believe is what replaced this model. The next model in line. It's basically, as far as I could tell, the same tractor. Spec-wise, it's the same tractor as this one. This is just a little bit older model called the 4025, but it's still 4-wheel drive. It's still, all the gears are, you know, you can see the gear shifter right there. That was one of the things the guy complained about, was that the gear shifter was kind of right in the middle of the floor, and it makes it more difficult to get in and out of there. But to be honest with you, I haven't had any problem with it. If you ride a motorcycle, you know exactly how to get on this thing. You just throw your leg up over that and you slide right in. It's no big deal. So, and operating the clutch is no big deal. Operating the transmission is no big deal. And the guy, he ground the gears in the video. He was saying that you can't shift this thing on the fly. Well, that's not true. You can actually be rolling down the road, and if you know how to do it, you can shift this thing into the next higher gear without grinding the transmission. So I think what it is in that case on that video was he's favorable of the modern hydrostats and the other types of transmissions that are much easier. They're synchronized and all that. And I'm not sure what they call this. I think it's called a synchro mesh or something like that. But I was able to shift it driving down the road. And I'm a beginner on this type of tractor. So anyways, again, nothing against them, but I was really like, wow, after I saw that video, I was a little disheartened. I was like, well, maybe I did the wrong thing because I'd already bought it at that point. And I was like, but then I went out and drove it some more. I'm like, no, you just have to get used to it and you have to drive it differently than a hydrostatic. So, is it a little bit slower as far as doing bucket work and, quickly going forward and in reverse and stuff like that? Yeah, it probably is a little slower than a hydrostatic unit, but the price was right for me. And I think it's wonderful. 4025, 4-wheel drive. It's got 356 hours on it now. It's like new. So I'm really happy about it. I'll show you the cockpit here. And I'm sure there'll be a lot more videos to come in the future. One complaint I have about the Mahindras is that they all tend to fade pink. Although this one's still pretty red, I went ahead and named it Pinky. Pinky Tuscadero. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go type Pinky Tuscadero into the YouTube and look for that one where it's Pinky and Fonzie riding the motorcycles. That's the funniest one ever. I just almost died laughing after I saw that. I actually just named it Pinky, and my buddy came over and said, yeah, it's Pinky Tuscadero. And I was like, oh yeah, I knew exactly what he was talking about. It was Fonzie's main squeeze. Pretty basic tractor. Got the folding ROPS. That was one of the things that my wife demanded that I buy. Anything that I bought had to have the rollover protection system on it. And this one, as you can see, is the folding rollover protection. So that's nice because you can get it into, a shop building or a garage, stuff like that. I've got no rear remotes on this. That was one of the other complaints people had, is it doesn't come factory with rear hydraulic remotes. So what you see is what you get. If you want rear remotes, you'd have to run those rear remotes back. And I don't know how, I'm such a newbie on tractors. I don't know how you would do that. So one of the reasons that we decided to go with this tractor is that in its class, it was one of the heaviest tractors. And one of my friends told me that basically on the older tractors, one of the things that made them so good was that they were so heavy. And you could get away with if you had a heavier tractor that was 2-wheel drive, he was saying, you could get away with a lot more than you could on a modern tractor that was lightweight and 4-wheel drive, just because you have that weight to put down, to help you get traction. So let me stand over there by it just to give you guys a scale size here, because this thing is a beast. I mean, as you can see, that tire comes up a pretty good ways on my chest. And when you're up there, you have a nice commanding view. But anyways, guys, that's why you hadn't heard much from me in the last week. I've been really busy with this. The person I bought it from, they were kind enough they had a trailer available, a standard 18-foot utility trailer. I was really surprised because this thing weighs about 6,000 pounds, somewhere in that neighborhood, with the loader on it. Without the loader, they weigh like 4,900, just under 5,000 pounds without the loader. It's supposed to have like 2,800 pounds lifting capacity with the front end loader and 3,500 pounds with the rear implements or the rear 3-point lift. So I'm really excited to put this thing to work, man. I mean, it's been a long time coming. There have been many times, many projects, even here on this, we're at my suburb house, but there have been many projects where I've wanted to have a machine like this just to save my back. And that was what my wife and I were talking about, for what we paid for this. it's probably still cheaper than back surgery. So, and not only that, the agony and the pain you get from just breaking your back. So this is going to be a game changer for the hands-on channel. I look forward to making many, many videos about the capabilities of this machine. I haven't really got to put it to the test yet, but so far, from what I see, from the week that I've owned it, you know, keep that in mind, I've only owned it a short time. But so far, from what I see, it looks fairly simple to work on. Hopefully I won't have to work on it other than maintenance, but yeah, I am just really happy. Pinky Tuscadero. We finally did it. Appreciate you guys tuning in to the Hands-On channel. Your support helps the channel grow. So if you like videos like this about homesteading and different projects and stuff like that, sometimes it's just my opinions. And you know, hey, if you don't want to hear opinions, just skip those videos and tune into the homesteading and how-to videos. But anyways, I appreciate you guys and your support. Black cat's crossing my path. Uh-oh. Luckily, it's my cat, and I'm pretty sure when it's my cat, it cancels it out. It's so funny. Anytime we get a new piece of equipment, our two cats have to come over and just really inspect them, check them out, crawl all over them, see how good the view is from up on top of them, put some cat prints all over them. You know the whole story if you're a cat owner. So they keep the mice away too. Hey, Monty. Hey, Monty. What are you doing, buddy? Kitty, 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 kitty. You like the new tractor? Do you approve? All right, guys. Appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you next time.